Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Kaya and Naomi Nicholson, 6028. Thanks for the suggestion, Kaya and Naomi. You asked, how does color affect our emotion? Like, why does red make me angry and blue make me calm? Is there some kind of emotional color code I missed in school? Whether we realize it or not, colors influence how we feel, how we act, and even what we buy. Ever wonder why fast food restaurants love using red and yellow? Or why social media platforms always seem to be blue? It's not just random design choices, there's actual psychology behind it. So, if you've ever had a weirdly strong reaction to a color or found yourself getting emotional over a paint swatch, stick around. We're about to break down how colors mess with our minds, right here on Explaining Everything. Before we start blaming colors for our mood swings, let's talk about the science behind it. When light hits your eyes, your brain interprets different wavelengths as colors. But here's where it gets wild. Colors don't just stop at your eyeballs. They're processed in the same part of your brain that controls emotions, the limbic system. This is why certain colors can make you feel relaxed, excited, or even irrationally hungry. But that's not all. Culture and personal experience also play a role. For example, in Western cultures, white is associated with weddings, while in some Eastern cultures, it's linked to mourning. So, if you ever show up to a wedding in Japan wearing a bright white tux, people might assume you're attending the wrong kind of ceremony. Now that we know colors can mess with our emotions, let's break down exactly how each one affects us. Red is the loudest color in the room. It screams passion, excitement, danger, and hunger. Yes, hunger. That's why McDonald's, KFC, and Wendy's all use red in their branding. It literally makes you crave food. On top of that, red can increase your heart rate and boost energy levels. This is why sports teams in red tend to win more often. Players look more aggressive, and opponents subconsciously feel more intimidated. So, if you ever need to boost your confidence, wear red. Just don't go full head-to-toe red, or you'll look like an escaped lobster. Blue is the opposite of red. It's calm, trustworthy, and the reason every social media platform looks the same. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, they all use blue because it makes people feel safe and comfortable. But blue isn't always good. It's also associated with sadness, hence the phrase, feeling blue. And fun fact, blue food is super rare in nature because our brains instinctively associate it with poison or spoilage. This is why you never see a blueberry burger on a restaurant menu. It would just feel wrong. Yellow is basically bottled up sunshine. It grabs attention, makes people feel happy, and is great for marketing. Hence, all those yellow sale signs trying to trick you into thinking everything is a good deal. But too much yellow. Absolute chaos. Studies show that people tend to get anxious or frustrated in overly yellow rooms. It's like getting yelled at by the sun. So, if you ever walk into a bright yellow kitchen and immediately feel stressed, it's not the bad wallpaper. It's your brain. Green is all about balance. It represents nature, growth, and health. That's why hospitals and wellness brands love using green. It makes you feel less like you're in mortal danger. Studies also show that green helps with focus and productivity. So, if you're struggling to get work done, maybe try adding some plants to your workspace. Worst case, your room just looks slightly more like a jungle. Purple has always been associated with royalty, creativity, and that one aunt who always talks about her energy. Historically, purple dye was so expensive that only the rich could afford it. Today, it's still linked to luxury. Think Cadbury chocolate, expensive perfume brands, and prints. Emotionally, purple stimulates imagination and deep thinking. So, if you ever want to feel mysterious and creative, just throw on some purple. Or, write poetry in a dimly lit room with incense burning. Same effect. Black is sleek, powerful, and a little intimidating. That's why luxury brands keep their designs minimal. Nothing says, "I have money," like wearing an all-black outfit with zero effort. But black is also associated with mourning, authority, and Darth Vader-level intimidation. White, on the other hand, is all about cleanliness and simplicity. It makes spaces feel bigger and more open, but too much of it can feel cold and sterile, like you're living inside a dentist's office. Not exactly cozy. Now that you know how colors affect emotions, you might be rethinking your wardrobe, your room decor, or even your favorite fast food spot. Want to feel calm? Go for blues and greens. Need energy? Reds and yellows will wake you up or make you desperately crave French fries. Want to look fancy and mysterious? Purple's got your back. The world around us is designed to influence how we feel, whether we realize it or not. So next time you walk into a room and immediately feel happy, stressed, or oddly hungry, don't blame yourself. Blame the colors. If you enjoyed this, or learned the different meanings and emotions of various colors, hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And hey, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.